Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Dorika. I am Soul Remembrance Activator who support you in expanding your receiving capacity through identity recalibration. In this video, I'm going to discuss about standards. How standards are the invisible structures that expand your receiving capacity, stabilizes your receiving, and accelerate manifestation, not through force, not through discipline, but through identity. And before we start, I would love to invite you to hold an image with me. This image is going to support you in understanding, feeling at the end of the video how the standard support your receiving expansion capacity. So imagine your energetic capacity as a home. Just visualize a home, your energetic home. A home that simply have a roof, 4 walls, and a floor, and a door where is the entrance to your home. Don't need to be fancy, can be just a simple energetic home image. Got it? The image of your energetic home. And this home is not just any home. It is your energetic home. It is your energetic capacity, your home space that reflects how much you can hold, how safe you feel inside expansion, how normal abundance, love is, and receiving feel in your body. How expanded your life can become without your nervous system going into overwhelm or collapse. So, you have an energetic home, and the space in this home is how much you feel safe to hold and receive. And boundaries and standards are often confused, but energetically they serve different roles. Boundaries are like the access card to your home. Boundaries decide who get to enter your energetic home, what behavior is allowed inside your home, what immediately get removed if it threatens safety of your home. Boundaries protect your nervous system, protect your energetic home. Boundaries prevent leakage, emotional leakage, energy leakage. Boundaries stabilizes what already exists. But boundaries do not make your energetic home expand. Boundaries do not make your home bigger. They don't increase how much life can move through. And standards are different. Standards are not about control, force, or perfection. Standards are about your self-structure that your future identity already live inside. Standards are like the architecture of your home. Standards determine how spacious your rooms are, how high the ceiling goes, how much air, light, movement the space can hold, and how safe it feels for you to be chosen, to be held, and to be seen. Standards don't decide what comes in. Standards decide what feels normal inside your body. Can you see and feel the difference? Boundaries say, I don't allow this anymore. Boundaries stabilize your nervous system. Standard expand your identity. Standard says, This is how I move through life now. So you have your energetic home. Boundaries protect your home space. Standards are the inner architecture of your home. It doesn't protect your home space, it expands your capacity of receiving. It expands and anchors your next identity. You can have strong boundaries and still live beneath your capacity if your standards haven't risen, meaning you are still living in the same size of your home, meaning you have your energetic home, you can have strong boundaries to protect your home, nothing leak out, no emotional leakage, no energy leakage, but your size of your receiving still the same. Boundaries doesn't expand your capacity. And manifestation doesn't fail because you aren't calling things in. Manifestation delays because your system can't hold what arrives. It's like all your desires that you love to manifest are all arrive at the door of your home. But your home don't have the space to fit them in until your home capacity expanded. So how do you expand your home capacity so that your desires can fit in? You set new standards. Standards are a new baseline, not a peak line. This is one of the most important to remember. Many people treat standards like a peak state, something to achieve. I must achieve this. Set very high standard. And they couldn't commit to it. They don't devote to it. And they feel guilt or they judge themselves when it was not achieved, when they couldn't commit. I mean, how many times end of the year you set resolution with super high vibe, super clear, and did you manage to stay it consistently through the year? Or you are feeling not competent enough because it wasn't achieved and you start giving up setting resolution. You start saying resolution doesn't work. You are just setting resolution for the sake of setting a resolution, but you are not committed to your resolution. But standards are not a peak. Standards are the minimum baseline. What is a baseline? A baseline means something your system expects. Your body recognizes it as normal. Something that doesn't require emotional charge to maintain. Baseline means a norm. True standards feel quiet, self-respecting, inevitable. True standards feel less effort and more like orientation. Because standards are not about motivation. They are about identity. Standards should not be about motivating you to go further, to achieve more. Standard is more about aligning who you truly are, aligning to your next identity. So, how do you set standards? Setting standards doesn't start with behavior. It starts with intention. It starts with your life direction. So in order to start setting standard or reviewing your current standard, you have to ask yourself, what is your intention? Not the outcome, but the direction you choose to move in your life right now. Once you have an intention, who is this identity that already lives in this intention? Not who you are trying to become, but who you are deciding to be now. So intention, let's say abundance. Who is the identity here? Abundance mindset. Responsibility when it comes to finances, let's say. Then what standards naturally support this identity, this abundance version of you, this responsible version of you when it comes to managing your finances? So standards could be you start to record your expenses, your spending, and your receiving. So this is your standard. Your standard can be you no longer buy things for the sake of missing out. You buy things because you really clear, conscious purchases. This is your standard. Standard means you're not buying things just because it's on promotion, it's on marketing offer, and you just buy it, even you don't need it, just because it is lower price. So now your standard is raised to conscious purchases. Is this really what I truly need and desire, rather than following the trend? And every next level of your identity has a new standard, a new minimum baseline, not peak line. And this new minimum baseline is your new normal. Some standards are about what you no longer tolerate. Some standards are about what your current self say yes to, but your future self say no to. Not because it is wrong, but it's just because it no longer matches your self-respect. So in this example of abundance version of you, in terms of standard, it could be maybe currently is you just buy things when they are on sale. So you'll be there's something you love, you like to have, but you are not buying it, you wait for it on sale, then you buy. So that is your current standard, let's say. And when you become abundance version, you want you to be conscious, you want to be self-loving, you don't want to delay your desires. And so your new standard will be your conscious purchase. Even it is not on sale, but it's something that you would love to have, to receive, your desire, you stop delaying yourself from receiving from desire. You stop waiting for the price to drop in order to have what you desire because you feel worthy when the price drops. Example. So your new minimum standard would be conscious purchase. No longer being into offer, promotion, fear of missing out. So your current was like, fear of missing out. If it's on sale, I buy first. Don't want to miss out. And then your new minimum standard is, I'm clear with my purchases. I buy what I truly desire and what I need. not waiting for promotion, no fear of missing out. So that is that new minimum standard. And when you set standards to expand your receiving to align to your next identity, self-sabotage can happen. How it happens? Not because something is wrong, because your internal architecture is changing. So when you set standard, you are shifting, adding your new architecture of your energetic home. So it's like walls of your energetic home are moving wider. Ceiling of your energetic home are lifting higher. And when standards rise to a new minimum baseline, your energetic home is under renovation phase. And when it's under renovation phase, your nervous system, which is so attached to safety, safety means familiar. And when you start setting new standards, the nervous system loses this familiarity. Your body starts search for the old normal. Your mind creates reason to pull you back to safety. And what is safety zone? To the body is what is familiar. Because your nervous system feels safe in familiarity. Your nervous system chooses familiar over something new, something unknown, something unfamiliar. So, self-sabotage often looks like, I forgot. So you set a standard, but then later on, I forgot. Or you set a standard and you procrastinate. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start again next week. Or you set a standard and then you yourself judge yourself. This standard feels like too much. Shouldn't be this standard. Or you over-rationalize why this standard isn't necessary. So you set it with that clarity. You know this standard align to your identity. It supports your expansion. At the same time, your self-sabotage also come in because this is new. This is your renovation phase. And your mind start over-rationalizing. Why this standard shouldn't be here? Perfectionism. That all your self-sabotage patterns is actually trying to bring you back to what is familiar, what is the old normal. When you choose to expand to something new, when you try to renovate, you want to change your home architecture, your home, your nervous system, your body, your mind naturally get into like, what's happening? And tries to maintain that familiarity. In other words, your body and mind doesn't feel safe when you choose to expand your home. When you are in the renovation phase. But yet, actually, it is actually okay. For the unfamiliar, feels unsafe at first, even when it's aligned. And when it is aligned, because you set this standard to align yourself to your identity, this standard is to support your next level expansion. And it will be unfamiliar to your nervous system, to your body, to your mind at first. And when you notice this, when you can identify that, I have this self-sabotage pattern, you choose to stay focused. you know that this is not a sign to stop. This is actually you are at the edge of your expansion. In the moment, you are able to set your standards so clear, so aligned, and you are able to identify your own self-sabotage without self-judgment. As you shift, as you engage with life, you've already shifted. And slowly, that new baseline that seems unfamiliar, that seems unsafe, anchor itself, becoming your new normal, becoming your new standard, becoming your new internal structure that support your expanded home space. And when you raise standards, you are renovating your internal structure, and your body, your mind just need time to settle into a larger space. So you set the standard when you have clear intention, knowing your next level of identity. This standard support your next level of identity, next level of expansion, next level of receiving. And you need to know it is okay that it feels unfamiliar to your body and your mind. And initially, your body and mind will definitely feel unsafe. And you need to tell yourself this is okay. Even when you notice yourself self-sabotaging patterns, notice yourself, interesting, my mind have some thoughts asking me to delay it, procrastination. Oh, interesting, my mind is analyzing, telling why this standard is not necessary. Perfectionism, over-analyzing. Instead of just collapsing, you identify it and you choose to stay, and you know this is not asking me to stop. This is actually sign that you are at the edge of expansion. And if you stay present here without collapsing, without forcing, your standard naturally become your new normal, your new internal structure that supports your expansion. So, let me give you some examples. Let's say your intention is to release weight. So, your standard can be 3 swim sessions a week, 6 laps minimum. Minimum is your baseline. Meaning, even you are in the mood for 8 laps, 10 laps, go for it, it's okay. But if there are days that you are in the mood that you just want to rest at home, you still swim your minimum 6 laps. Because 6 laps is that standard that support your health, that you set for yourself from alignment. Does swimming 3 times a week, minimum 6 laps, guarantee you weight release? Maybe yes, maybe not. But that's not the point. The standard is not a transaction. You are not doing it in order to achieve weight release. 6 laps is that choice. It's a standard that aligning you to the identity, the version of you who desire to release weight. And this standard 6 laps of swim is your new norm, is your new baseline. This standard 6 laps is actually saying this is the level of self-support I live inside. This is the rhythm of my body recognizes as normal. This is how I maintain my health. Can you feel that difference? The standard is not for achieving. The standard is for aligning to your identity. And through this standard setting, your new identity stabilizes first, and the results follow. Another example, relationship. So a boundary in relationship sounds like I don't allow disappearing or ghosting from men. So example, in this relationship, in this connection, a guy you're interested, but he always ghosted. And then so you say, okay, he's been ghosting. I stop tolerating such behavior. I'm cutting him off. And there is emotional charge. There is internal drama, internal anger, disappointment. So boundary is more focused on the external, more on a man's behavior here, more on other people's behavior, and the boundary is enforced after a violation. Boundary is protecting your energy home. Boundary is saying this type of behavior is not allowed here, so stay out. And a standard is different. A standard is I respond, not chase, when it comes to relationship, let's say. So this is a standard. It doesn't mean you demand consistent behavior. It doesn't mean you demand the man to show up consistently. It only means this is what I choose. This is what is aligned. I respond, not chase. It means your body orients towards it. So when inconsistency appear in relationship, okay, this inconsistency, you don't analyze, you don't fight, you don't collapse, you naturally disengage without charge. That's standard. Boundary is more about focus on someone's behavior, more about protection. But standard is the focus on you and your behavior. It's not about protecting. It's more about expressing this is simply who I am. I only respond. I don't chase. So when inconsistency show up, okay, I'm just not match my standard. It is no anger. It's very neutral, very clear, no emotional charge. So standard makes you naturally drift away from misalignment. Standard is more about self-focus, your structure, internal self-structure that supports you. So how does standard support manifestation and receiving? Manifestation accelerates when your system can hold what arrives. Standard expand your receiving capacity because they normalize higher level of self-support. So every time you set new standard, you are adding that internal self-structure, removing non-aligned one or upgrade your current one. You are normalizing a higher level of self-support because every standard it will be unfamiliar and it become a new norm, and a new standard unfamiliar and it become a new norm. So standard expand your receiving capacity because they normalize higher levels of self-support. Standard expand your receiving capacity because they reduce emotional charge around consistency. Which means because standard is more neutral, it's not about anger, drama, disappointment, there is less emotional charge. It's more about neutral. It's just a standard. It's a norm. A norm means neutral. A neutral means no emotional charge. So you reduce emotional charge around consistency. Because when things get consistent, we tend to feel a lot of charges. And if you feel a lot of charges, it's actually repelling what you want to receive consistently. So when you have standard, it becomes normal. It's your norm. So it reduces your emotional charge around consistency. So when there's no emotional charge, things can enter so much more ease, meaning you receive more. There is no resistance. If you have emotional charge when it comes to consistent receiving, here things want to flow in. But here you have emotional charge. The things you receive already have a charge, and you have an emotional charge. Together is actually a resistance from receiving. But when here have the charge, but here your emotional charge is zero, neutral, open, allowing. It just land in because it is have the capacity. Your space have the capacity. Why your space have the capacity to receive the desires? Because you have standards. And your standards reduce your charge around consistency, making receiving so much more ease, natural, norm. Standard expand your receiving capacity because they signal safety to nervous system. So receiving more becomes less overwhelming when you have standards. More stabilizing, which means you have the capacity to hold, which means when things come into your home is still stable. And because your life already has the structure for your receiving, identity rises, standard rise, receiving stabilize and expands. Every identity lives in a certain energetic home space, a different size of energetic home for different version of you, a different size of energetic home without you moving out, which means you are not moving yourself from this size home to another size home to expand your receiving. You are just staying in the same home, but you are allowing renovation phase. You are allowing the walls to widen, the ceiling to lift higher, a new architecture in your home without you moving out. So that it becomes your norm. So initially your home may be just this size. This is your norm. But as you set standard expand your receiving. And it's still the same home. And you still safe. So this is your new norm now. And okay, you set another new standard and it expand again. And this infinite expansion, different version of you have different standard. That's why different version of you have something that you are saying yes to right now that your future self say no to. And your current version say no right now and the future self say yes to. So standard is about expanding your capacity. Boundaries are about protecting your energy space. Together, they support your expansion. Boundaries protect your energetic home. Boundaries stop leakage. They keep your system safe. And standard expand your energetic home. They raise the ceiling, they widen the room, they decide how much life can live inside. So when you have both boundaries to protect your space and standards to expand your receiving capacity, that is true receiving. If you only have boundaries without standards, you are safe because you're protected. But your size expansion is limited. And you have standards without boundaries. You expand, but energy leak. But when boundaries protect the home and standards expand the home, your capacity to receive stabilizes. Nothing leaks. Nothing overwhelms. Receiving becomes your normal. And this is how identity upgrades again and again without nervous system collapse. Remember, boundaries protect your energetic home. Standards expand your home capacity. Remember, boundaries keep you safe. Standards teach your body what is normal. Remember this. When standards rise, self-sabotage is not a problem. It is a threshold. Stay, soften in those moments, knowing that this is expansion. This is new safety. Let this new space become your new home. Thank you for your time and energy in this video. Thank you for being with me, for being open to receive this transmission. And when you're ready to activate your body to expand and embody your next level of self-love and abundance through identity recalibration, I invite you to explore my services, my different experiences at thedoricaexperience.com. With this, thank you and bye-bye.